I get to participate.
Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up, PK? How are you, PK?
Hooray! I'm good.
Okay. We are on episode, I think, 5 now. So, yay. First multiple of 5.
First multiple of 5. Pog.
Do you think we'll get to 10?
Um, I don't know. How does math work? Yeah, there's supposed to be 10.
Okay. Yeah, so it was another spicy week. Yeah, my mic has been very quiet recently. I'm not exactly sure why. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, it was another pretty spicy week of bingo. Uh, some good matches. I don't think there were a lot of bad ones this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
So I guess we can start like recapping them.
Yep.
Um, how was Bry versus Linky? I think it was pretty close actually.
It. No.
No. Oh
Yes.
no, that was the one with the 4 Pianta Shines race.
Yeah, that was that travesty. It was just kind of over immediately, and
Yeah.
like Linky made a dumb at one point, but it was still pretty Linky favored.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was just one of those cards where you gotta race, either you gotta race a goal or just set up for the other side, and no one really set up for the other side. So,
Yeah,
and Bry should have. He died in Piana 3, but just didn't.
Bry had to big brain that just to make it 13-8, which is kind of just shows how it works.
Yeah, Bry's a pretty solid rider, obviously,
Yep.
but it definitely took a lot out of his points, and probably wasn't his favorite match in the world.
Yeah, kind of
Um,
oof.
yeah, it was a little bit of a rough one for him, but he'll bounce back. Probably always bounces back, I think. Then there was the whole Despin versus Peaches versus Rasmus triangle, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
Uh, Despin looking pretty solid, I'd say. I think.
yeah. Despin versus Peaches was a pretty strong showing, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that
Despin versus Rasmus was kind of sad. Sit sip Christmas for Rasmus, but
that one was a bit more speed bully, I'd feel like.
that was just like, damn, we made a patch and somehow Despin still got that.
Yeah. I mean, Rasmus still had to make good calls and all. Despin had to
Yeah,
still make
Despin
good
still
calls.
made good calls. It was just like it was still pain. It like not gonna take it away from Despin or anything,
Yeah.
but it was pretty sad.
Rasmus also made some good calls, like he did Piana. He knew he was in a Piana 500 race, so decided to do it outside the secret when he could have comboed those. So that was a pretty smart call, but it just wasn't enough to bring it back. Came down to a Reds race, and Despin had 3 when it started. Rasmus had 1. So
Yep.
that'll do it.
Yeah, that does do it.
And yeah, and then how did Peaches Rasmus go?
Um, Rasmus won. I'm trying to remember this match as soon as I see the board data. Uh, it looks like Rasmus got out to a stupid early lead and then cleaned up. Looks like Blues kind of baited Peaches a bit on this card.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that bad, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, Rasmus did deep gelato and it made Peaches think it was Pinna.
yeah, I think that's what it was. Because if you just mess with someone's idea of what's happening like that, it's pretty sad.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, overall, I mean, Despin looks pretty strong, beating 2 Division One players. He is now, as of right now, Division One. If we were to go by the seeding or whatever,
Yep.
so we'll see if he sticks. Mason is probably very hungry to take his spot back. So Despin's gonna have to do some defending.
Yep.
Uh,
I don't know who Despin was playing. I think Despin's playing Bry this.
that's a tough one. Bry's a tough competitor.
Oops.
Yeah, Despin is definitely a beneficiary of the new system. To quote Larvitar, he said those exact words, and I agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Definitely helps Despin. He would have maybe been stuck in Division 3 had it not been for the point system.
Yep.
So now he's Division 1.
Yep.
Um,
Until I get my hands on him, Kipo.
yeah, I mean, you could get it back. Mason can get it back. Uh, don't think anyone else really will contest it, unless I'm forgetting someone.
Well, the next person is Linky, and Linky's very wild card.
Yeah. There was Libre versus Schmidt that happened last night. I think you didn't see. Did you see that one? I think you were kind of there.
I kind of tuned in and out of it.
Yeah.
It looked like Libre had a pretty I don't know what the start was, but it looked like Libre had a decent win. But Schmidt didn't look like he made like horrible calls from where he was.
No, Schmidt actually routed better, I'd say, until he made a Serena 1/100s play, which I think hurt him a little bit.
Yes, the revenge. Screw you, Schmidt.
Yeah. It was close. It just came down to that prioritization, and you know what? It's all hindsight. Is 2020 and all that.
Yep.
Can't really fault him too much.
Yeah.
There was Pink versus Vipa. I don't know if I saw that one. I probably did.
Uh,
I think I commentated it maybe, but I think it was a draft.
it was a draft. Yes. You did commentate it.
Yeah, that sounds right. I try to commentate like the newer draft matches, like newer players doing draft matches to try to give any helpful tips I can.
Yep. Looks like Pink got out to a really fast start, and then it just kind of.
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the case. You know what? I think it's because of how the draft works on the event details.
Yeah.
But Shrug.
Mason had kind of a frustrating week. I mean, he had two really good matches, but they were just really close. He
Yep.
just made a few bad decisions, but they were really good matches still.
Yep. And he played Bry, he played JJ, right?
Yeah.
Yup.
I think against JJ, it just came down to not committing to an earlier totals goal, an earlier 80 totals secure. And against Bry, I don't exactly remember what happened, but I remember it was also very close.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely not matches to be like upset with.
Yeah, he's probably more sad about the losing the points than the actual matches.
Yeah, but honestly, he's showing really good matches. Like I wouldn't be that upset if I was Mason.
Yep.
It's still just solid matches. Like what are you gonna do? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just don't clutch it out. Trying to look at the card against Bry. It just seems. Oh, Bry, this is the one where Bry just did a Pinna into Pianta into Noki type of route, or Motto route, if you will.
The classic.
Needed one extra goal really to make his route work. It ended up being Fruit Ladies. He got it, and from there it was pretty tough for Mason to win.
Yep.
So yeah, it was still very close. I think Mason was up to the rest of the goals on the card.
Yeah, Bry Guy did the Bry Guy play with the 8 Delfinos, and that's always scary.
Bry loves his Delfino Shine.
Delfino Shines is like the worst goal to get against Bry Guy, because he will just start it.
Yeah, Bry will do all the Delfinos in Isle Delfino, for
Yep.
sure. But, yeah, Mason will bounce back. I think he's showing really solid matches. It's not really losses that I think he should be upset with.
Yep.
So that, kind of the story on that. Dingaman versus Libre. This might be one of the few that I missed this weekend.
I also missed this.
Okay, well, let's just skip it. I, mean, I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
want
even
to.
know the result.
I'll look it up, I guess. Yeah, I think we both. I don't really even know when it happened, honestly. That's probably
That happened Saturday, so I was busy.
Saturday. I feel like I would have seen it then.
It was the same time as Danny versus JJ.
And that's why I didn't see it. So,
Yep.
there you go. Because I was commentating that match.
Schmidt remembers Libre won. Okay, that's all we need.
I mean, that sounds about accurate in that
Yeah.
matchup, so. But,
Yeah, Libre had a good week. Needed a bounce back after the previous week, I think, because he lost to Yato, because Yato's a god at everything.
Yeah, it was pretty good. He beat Bread Ghost, right? This week?
Yato... Yes.
Yeah, pretty solid, pretty solid. Yato, of course, is a top contender for Div 2 right now. I think it's between him and Tomato.
Yep.
And I think they actually have a match this week, so
That's going to be hype.
should be a good one. Juka versus Haywire. I don't really think this match was that worth talking about. I think Juka just didn't have a great route.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of just secured rows she was ahead to, while Hay just, I don't know. I don't think his route was like mind-blowing, but it got the job done.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need.
That's definitely all you needed in this gun. So, Haywire also played Derp. I think this was another double match, so I might not have seen it.
No, this was the one Thursday match.
Okay, I have classes all day on Thursday usually, so
Yep.
I think I missed this one.
Yeah, I also missed this one.
I don't know who won. I assume Haywire won. I'd be surprised.
Haywire won 13-8. It looks like I don't know. These are some weird goals. What is happening?
Derp says that they cried.
Oh, deep gelato. Yeah, deep gelato was pretty strong here. 10 yellow button, 15 gelato, 5 gelato shines, wiggler.
Deep Gelato was really good there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so winning deep gelato pretty strong. Kind of just took advantage. Like Derp got reds, but when you're doing deep gelato, you're probably not caring about reds.
I don't know. Sandbird is a red, I guess. Keep him.
Yeah, but there was no reason to actually do that shine on this card. But yeah, you can kind of just do gelato into. It looks like they won. It was gelato and then also totals. Those work pretty well together. It looks like.
Mm-hmm. And there's also the 15 from Delfino with 3 Fruit Ladies play on this one. So
Yep.
you can just do low progression stuff for the most part and be fine.
Yep.
So, yep. Haywire had a good week again.
Yep.
So
Haywire's had a good season.
yeah, I think last season was very rough for him, but at least this season he's actually proving he's pretty good at some of these matches. So
Yep.
credit to him. Credit to him. Danny versus JJ. This match was kind of tragic, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough to talk about this match, honestly. The first draft they played back in season 1 was really interesting. Maybe not the bingo you would expect, but a fascinating watch, I would say. But this time around, it was just really weird. I think Danny just committed to this like deep Bianco plus Delfino's play.
Yep.
And I think it was just enough for him to pretty much lose on the spot with how he committed to it.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Bianco and Delfino have no synergies besides red coin shines and maybe 6 from 2. But
Yep.
yeah, not all matches can be thrillers. So
Yeah, sometimes you gotta you gotta lay an egg.
yeah.
I know that feeling.
So I'm sure Danny wasn't very happy, so it's not worth digging into him for it.
Yep.
Tanuki versus Mars. This match pretty much did not happen because the power went out halfway in, so it's being replayed this Wednesday. So
Gotcha.
don't really know if it's worth talking about.
Yeah.
Then there was you versus I. You played pretty well. You routed well. I don't think I'm really showing up this season, but I still think you played really well and you deserve the win. So that's kind of my thoughts on that match.
Yep. Not much else to say, I don't think. I think it was just
Yeah, I mean,
I showed up.
I don't have anything else to say without picking myself apart. I just don't think it was a great match for me, but you still definitely
PK
deserve it.
showing up for a match, people arrive.
Yeah, I was still sleeping. Keep him.
Yep.
Then there was Dex versus I. Also not a very convincing win, but it was still a win. Dex played pretty well, honestly. It was a tough card to route. There were like Rico on all sides.
Yeah, it was a very weird trade-off. I remember seeing this match. It was a very weird trade-off, and then like you made the Rico 100 call before he did.
Yeah, I mean he couldn't have clicked the Rico 100 yet, I think. Anyway.
No, he couldn't have because he had the awkward butterfly blue and wiggler clicks.
So...
But also we committed to Ride Yoshi too early.
Yeah, he thought I would have liked it, but I was planning out to play without it.
Yeah.
So kind of just kind of just unfortunate for him because he had to commit all that time to goals that I really didn't care about. But there might have been a universe where it was actually the right play, so it's not like I don't think he made a bad decision.
Yeah, no, there's a realm where you go for Ride Yoshi there and then get sniped to it, and then it's sad.
Yeah, but at least on this card, I was really not pushing for it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So just kind of fell out of Dex's hands, but yep. We already talked about Rasmus versus Despin, and what was Vipa versus May? I might have just not seen this one. There were a lot of like doubled up matches this week, I think.
Yeah, that one was a doubled up match. Okay. It was a 13-12 for Vipa. Vipa went 2-0 this week, I think.
That's pretty good for being a very new player.
Yep.
Wow, this was a 13-12. It looks like.
Is that a first click 5 bosses?
I think that's a mistake because the timestamp is 7:40.
Okay, something's wrong with the timestamp. I was like, what?
No, I think wait, is it just a misclick? Because it says it was clicked at 7:57.
Oh, yeah, it was clicked, unclicked, and then clicked Rico 3 hoverless. Yeah, okay.
Oh, so I guess it just doesn't get deleted on the website?
Yeah, it happened much later. It just didn't, like, clear itself.
Okay. Yeah, that happens. It's fine.
Yeah.
I was just confused, but yeah, those were the matches for week 4. For week 5.
I was like, 5 bosses when both 3 and 4 bosses are on the card, and boss 3 match. Huh.
Maybe, I don't know, King Boo.
Genius delay click. People are... Oh, boy.
So instead of match analysis this week, we're going to do something kind of different. We're going to actually just look at standings for this week, for where we are. We're about halfway through the season, a little over.
Yep.
We got one more of the main 6 weeks. So when I switch over, audio might disappear for a second, but it'll be back, I promise. So
people arrive.
I'll miss you, PK. I'll see you on the other side.
Yeah, I'll miss you too. Perfect. I am the king now. People arrive.
Testing. Okay, I'm back. Let me make my audio louder.
Hooray!
So I didn't really have a great way to present this, so I'm just going to kind of scroll this up and down. You don't really get to see the column still. But shoutouts to Mason for making this.
Yep.
He did create this out of his own free time, so I guess we could do this by division. We could just take a look and see. So we'll analyze Division 1 first.
Yep.
Ramato, normal stuff in terms of standings. He usually has a pretty high win rate and then just has like 1 or 2 matches. He just loses.
Yep. It's because Ramato doesn't know how to route Keepa.
And yeah, Ramato lost to Rasmus. Still 15 points higher than he was at the start of the season, so that's good. Yeah,
the one loss definitely like lowered that because his wins really aren't that valuable, but he's still 6-1, so it's like shrug.
Yeah. JJ, I think JJ's just been playing one a week. Looks pretty solid. Looks like I'd say how he was last season.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's gotten better, but it's like he's still probably second best right now.
He is. I think it's pretty fair to say. He's gained 17 points, so the rich get rich and the poor get poorer. Whatever the phrase is. Because Ramato and JJ can just bully everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's that's where we're at. But yeah, I mean, I think these two are pretty much what they're to be expected at this point. So I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about them?
No.
Danny, still maintaining third. He'll probably stay third for the duration of the league.
Yeah.
Had a few tough losses, but he's fine.
Yep.
Just he's only gone down to one elo point. So then there's
Yeah,
me. Oh man.
Minus 13 people arrive. I was gonna say Danny's only losses were Ramato and JJ, so it's like shrug.
Yeah, and those are expected losses, I would say right now.
Yep.
There's that. Then there's me. I'm 4-4, but down 13 unfortunately. So.
My bad.
Yeah, I really didn't feel like I deserved to lose so many points playing against you. It's like I worked all season to stay where I'm at, and now I just lost like 30 million points. But that's how this format. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? But it's fine.
On the upside, your other 3 losses are just the people ahead of you, so it's not like outside of the me match, it's like you're still getting wins.
Yeah, I'm not playing this week, so probably gonna drop to either 5th or 6th, depending on how Rasmus does, and I'm honestly fine with that at this point.
Yep.
So it's fine. I wanted to maintain 4th going in, but it's just not really a realistic goal right now for me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how it is. I think Bry's playing as expected as well.
Yep.
So
he hasn't had a ton of matches yet, which I'll be intrigued to see a little more.
Well, he's playing he only had to play 5 during this part of the season, and he's playing 2 this week, so.
Yeah, it's pretty much all just going to be this week, and I don't remember who he's playing off the top of my head, but we're about to analyze that later.
Rasmus is doing really well this season. Rasmus might be like one of the most, I don't want to say most improved, but I don't know the right word, but
Rasmus is just a crackhead. That's all I'm going with for Rasmus.
I feel like for Rasmus's like place on the board, he's playing, I don't know how to word this, but like almost better than anyone else's right now, if that makes any sense. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that wording really makes sense, but considering he's playing the best for his level than I think anyone else is, so props to him. I expect him to pass me this week, so should be spicy. What else we got? And then Despin popped off. He's doing well.
Yes.
So looking forward to seeing if he sticks with it. He's 7th right now. He passed Peaches, which is really crazy to think about.
Peaches has been having a season.
Yeah, I think Peaches and Mason have both had kind of rough ones. I mean, you could see it's 2. Now, you can't really compare it to their 2-6 to Despin's 5-1 because Despin got to start.
Yeah, he had he started the season with he did have me. He also had Yato, who he lost to, because Yato's something else. I don't remember who else he's beaten, honestly. He's beaten Linky, he's beaten Rasmus, Peaches, I guess, last week. Last week was, the first, oh, okay, he's getting legit wins now.
I saw an interesting point in the chat that because Brian and Rasmus are playing, they both really don't. They probably won't both pass me. So I think I'm locked into 5 almost, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely falling below one of them, I think.
Yeah, no, for sure. But
Actually, you don't have to fall below Erasmus unless he wins both, I think.
well, there's worlds where I stay fourth, but I'm probably falling below one of them, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with fifth. Fifth is fine. Yeah, Peaches and Mason both kind of having rough ones, but as you can see, their elo change is a little sad.
Yeah, they had to play a lot of matches against the top.
Yeah, I think they were hurt by the picking system. Peaches, I think, is mentioned that a few times.
Yep. And it was, like, fine for Peaches. I think last week was the first, like, oof week for him, because, like, 2 losses against you, yeah, loss against Danny, loss against Ramato. There's, like, 4 matches there where it's like, you're probably not losing that much for it. And he got wins against me and Mason, and then losses to Rasmus and Despin, so it's like...
Yeah. Then we got, like, the next few. We got you and Linky. Both are kind of comparable players, I'd argue. You're not that far behind where you started because of our match, I think.
Yeah, I started oof, and then I kind of got it all back, so...
Yep, you're pretty much where you started. Near the top of Div 2. You can probably you can get a playoff spot. And you already are in a top 2 in Div 2. So
yeah, I'm top 2 in Div 2, and realistically, I can still find a way to sneak into Div 1. It's just hard.
Linky, I don't think is of the same caliber. I don't think he really cares as much, honestly.
No.
So, yeah, Linky always kind of has a season, but I think he kind of expects to. But he did get a win against Bry, so that was good. There Haywire, he's having a good season as established. He had a few rough losses, but he still gained 8 points overall. Is top 4 in Div 2, which is pretty solid.
Yep.
Dex, I'm really glad to see Dex climbing the ranks as well. He's top 5 in Div 2, which when you realize he started Div 3 last season, that's very impressive.
Dex is quite the oddball this season, because, like, I watch his matches and, like, some of his calls hurt me, but, like, he's still winning. I feel like he struggles when he's ahead, which is weird.
I see a lot of myself in Dex in the sense that we're really good in scrims, but when it comes to, like, actual matches, I think our plays get a lot worse.
Yeah.
At least that's how I view it. So, I think Dex, if he gets used to just playing more, I mean, he does a lot of scrims as is. Dex is very solid. He just needs to keep it up, I think. That's my analysis. Deathline, he's doing as expected, I would say.
Yeah, he's about where I would expect him to be.
Urbani is not playing, so we'll just skip over him.
Rest in peace, Urbani. Will be missed.
Sag Sits of Christmas. But then we got Tomato, who is, I think he gained the most ELO points out of anyone this season.
Yeah, he had 61.
It's really solid. Definitely a beneficiary of the new system.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He is currently 8th in Div 2, but that could change with his matches this week.
Is he 8th or is he 7th because of Urbani?
No, true, he's 7th. So that could still change depending on how Yato finishes out, but...
Yeah, I mean, there's the last 3 are kind of the ones that are interesting right now. It's Tomato, Game, and Yato are vying for 2 spots, I think, so...
Yeah, but Tomato's doing really solid. 7-1, really respectable. Just has to work. Just has to get one more win, I'd say.
Yep.
And he's going to be in the spot he wants to be in.
Yep.
Game, I think I think he's doing as expected as well. To be honest, as of right
I think
now.
he's worse.
Yeah.
I think he's doing. I think he's like. There are so many calls I'm seeing Game make where I'm like, why are you doing that?
Oh, Game forgot to sign up this week, but he only has 4 matches, so...
Let's go, Game!
I'll let Ramato and Lego deal with that one.
Yep. Yeah, Ramato can ban him. Kipo.
They might... Is there like a reroll that has to happen then? Or...
No, the matches that currently exist will stay. We might have to just find him another person.
Okay. You should play him, Kappa.
Oh, God. I want to make Div 1.
You could beat him.
No, I guaranteed lose the game every time we play. It's whatever.
Yato doing also as expected, I'd say. 32
Yep.
points gained. He's going to fight for that Division 2 spot. He only needs 6 more points, and he can definitely do it. So I think those three are going to be fighting for the last 2 spots. Libre is just too far behind, I think, to really catch up.
Yeah, Libre's down like 19 points, and like there's a realm where he makes it, but I think because Tomato and Yato play, and then they like play each other after that, it's gonna be hard for Libre to catch up.
Yeah. Libre, I think, is also doing as expected. Doesn't really have time to practice that much, I think.
Yep.
So, that's where he's at. Juka, nothing out of the ordinary, I'd say. Same with Dirk.
Yep.
I'd say both of them are just.
Yeah, I think they're doing exactly where I would expect them to be.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ton to say, but doing about average. Nothing too interesting there. Red Ghost, I think, is doing just a slight bit worse than I expected, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's just had a string of just really unfortunate matches.
Yep. Yeah, he seems like he's really good in scrims, and then when he plays in a match, he tends to have like one call that's like oof. And if he irons that out, he's gonna do a lot better. But you gotta iron it out eventually.
Yeah. So maybe just like a step or two, but like I think I expected him to be under Libre.
Yeah.
I'd say. And yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but it happens. You're gonna have people who have good seasons, bad seasons. Yeah, he had a cutscene in Yato's match, and then against Tomatoes, just a really gross invasion card.
Yep.
Lego, I honestly forgot Lego was in the tournament. To be completely honest, I forgot Lego was in this tournament.
Who the fuck's Lego?
I don't know. His matches were like 5 weeks ago. I don't remember what he played.
I have no idea what Lego's done.
Yeah.
Does Lego play this week? I figure he has to, right?
I think he has to.
Yeah, he probably signed up, maybe. Potentially.
Mojongo is out. Denial is 4-4. Pretty decent, I'd say. Gained 15 elo, at least.
Yeah, Denial's good. Denial's 4-4. Denial, how did you get 4? How are you 4-4? Have you played that many matches?
I don't feel like Denial's played that many matches, but maybe I'm just.
Maybe he secretly played way too many matches.
Yeah, that seems like a lot, but maybe it's correct.
Maybe it is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
Denial said he's played 2 matches in the first 4 weeks, so that would be 8.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Never mind, Denial. You don't have to play anymore.
Dingaman, I think, is doing fine. He really needs to work on some gameplay, though, I'd say, to really contest much at the moment.
Yep.
I think that's just kind of his weakness right now.
Mm-hmm. Happens.
Yep. Schmidt's doing pretty well, I'd say. Some good wins and some good matches, I'd say. He took a few weeks off because he was on vacation.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't think there's really too much going on there.
Yeah, Schmidt's had good moments. He's had oof moments. It's been fine. Unless we were talking about Zale, in which case somehow I miss Schmidt.
And then the rest, I think, are doing as expected. I mean, I don't mean to skim over it, but I don't think there's really a ton to say here. Mars got a win, which is good. May got a win. Like, everyone at least has a win. Darkman and Tanuki, unfortunately, do not.
Yep.
But I think it's fair. Darkman, unfortunately, losing a lot of elo points. Same with Pink, but Pink has been pretty busy, and she traveled in the first few weeks of the league, so...
Yep.
What can you really expect? But, yeah, I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about all this?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like at the lower you go, the less there is to say. But yeah, Tanuki or Mars will probably get a win this week at least.
Tanuki or Darkman, you mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that and Darkman, yeah. So, yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I think everyone there is at least having fun. So,
Yep.
but yeah, we got a little bit of time left. I guess we could talk about this week's matches,
Yep.
which Lego did post them in announcements.
Yeah.
People leave. I don't know where they are.
I will make the post now.
All right. God damn it, Lego.
At competitor week 6 matches, Lego forgot Sag sit sip Christmas. Boom. Okay.
So not a lot of matches this week. I mean, it is the last week people can use break week, so I think a lot of us are doing that.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is going to be a small week.
Yep. Only, I mean, there's still a decent amount, but
Yep.
just a lot less. There's Schmidt versus May. Probably Schmidt favorite at the moment.
Yep.
A lot of them have not scheduled formats yet, so keep that in mind. We had to move because I'm really busy on Tuesdays now, and the tournament, the Custom IL tournament, is also on Tuesdays, along with people occasionally scheduling matches there. So the downside of that is we're going to not have the information about what people choose, but they're... what are you going to do? Just the way it fell out.
Yep.
There's going to be Tomato versus Mr. Yato. That's a big one. That's going to be like the big match, I think, because they're both fighting and they both are really going to need that.
Yeah, Tomato Yada is a hype match.
That'll be a good one. That's an important one. Both of them deserve Div 2. It's so hard to like root for anyone there because you just want both of them to win.
Yep.
So I wish the best for both of them. Should be interesting. Vipa versus Dingaman. I don't really know.
It should be Dingaman favor,
Yeah.
but Vipa's been also not doing too bad, so I don't think it's impossible either way.
Then Mason has a round of 2 matches that are somewhat hard, but definitely winnable for him.
Yep.
He plays against Rasmus, which Rasmus is favored at the moment for sure.
Yep.
I don't think it's unreasonable Mason wins it though.
No, it's not that far apart. I think Rasmus and Mason is not that bad of a matchup for Mason.
It's like a 60-40, maybe a little more,
yeah.
a little less. So
it's not too bad. I think of the people around him, Mason would rather play Rasmus than pretty much anybody else. So it's like,
yep.
I think that's a good matchup for him.
He also played Linky, and I think he'll do well against Linky. I mean, he did well in the Invasion tournament even a year ago.
Yep.
And that was like debatably his best.
Yep, it's if Linky can wild card something out of nowhere and Mason's like, oh. But it should be good. I expect Mason wins that.
I expect that as well. So then we have Darkman versus Tanuki. I think I'm just going to say Darkman's favorite just because of gameplay experience right now, but Tanuki is starting to pick up things, I feel like. He can definitely contest it. But I think he got a default.
Tanuki could win, but it's probably not going to be this season, question mark.
Yeah.
But generally, Tanuki has been starting to pick more things up. You can see improvements. It's just going to take a bit longer to get to this. Yep. To a speed where you can start contesting that level.
Correct. What else do we have? Dex versus Libre. That's a pretty interesting one. Dex is pretty favored by now, I'd say, but Libre can definitely win it.
Yeah, I don't. This is not impossible for Dex or for Libre by any means. Dex sometimes doesn't show up.
Yep.
Libre has the exit area issue, but it should be fine. It'll be very interesting to see what happens between those two.
Yep. Then we have Danny versus you. Well, you get pick, which is really nice in my opinion.
No, it isn't.
No?
I don't get row control or draft. So
Well,
we're playing invasion. All
I
right.
mean, I think it's Danny's weakest format, so
Yeah, that's all that happened. Sorry, Danny, that you're getting told you're playing invasion. I don't feel like playing your best format and my worst format.
um,
I'm down to play row control. No, I can't pick it.
I mean, I will say it's not a free win. You
No,
need to play
he's still
well.
favored.
I mean, Danny's like way faster than you is what the thing is, and
Yep.
even if Danny routes a little bad, I'm pretty sure he can win it still. So
Yeah.
you gotta outbrain him as well on that.
Or get a beach money card.
True, and like the other row is like a bunch of dog crap.
Yeah. Danny just cries because he's like, damn, can't win a race to beach money.
So yeah, should be a good one. I mean, that'll still be a hype match, to me at least.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's hype. I'll be happy if I lose, but it's a good match.
Then we got Mars versus Zale, and probably Zale favored at the
Yep.
moment. Zale is a lot faster, and Mars is still learning the ropes.
Yeah. Yeah, Zale has a brain for bingo at least a little bit. So it's like Zale should be favored at that level for a decent amount of matches, I'd say. But it should still be an interesting one. Mars hasn't looked that bad for like learning the ropes.
No, I just think he's like kind of just a single step above Tanuki, where it's like
Yep.
you're gonna need a little more time before you're seriously competing. I feel like,
Yeah.
but that's fine. Uh, Dinkelman versus Schmidt. These two have scrimmed a million times. I don't know who has the higher win rate. I'm
I
gonna.
think it's Dingaman, but
I
Schmidt's in
think
chat.
I think it's a 50-50, really.
Yeah,
Just
it's a 50-50.
whoever's gonna play better on that day.
Yep. Yeah, I don't even know if it's like routing better. I think it's literally just who plays better should probably win that match.
It's a 3-6. Well, maybe Ding is favored. I don't know, but Schmidt has format pick, so
Yeah, that helps.
I'd say it's still 50-50. I think
Yep.
Schmidt's also gotten better since they were scrimming more often. So
Yep.
then there's Despin versus Bry, and maybe at the start of the season I would be like, yeah, Bry will just get a free win there, but I don't think I can really say that anymore. Like, Bry has definitely shown weaknesses, and just I don't know.
I'm actually more comfortable saying Bry would win now than early in the season,
we'll see.
especially with format pick.
He does get format pit. That's a good point.
Because I do not see Despin contesting him in some of the weirder formats.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Bry could pick row control, and that
Yeah,
would be very strong.
and then I do not see Despin winning in pretty much any realm unless a card literally blesses him. But I mean, Despin's shown up these matches and has gotten lucky in a few cards, so it's not impossible by any means.
Yeah, I think Despin has a solid shot still, even in row control. It's not overwhelming, but he's a smart guy. He can figure out row control, I think. But we'll see. Then there's Bry versus Rasmus. This is probably my most hyped match of the week. I guess
Nah,
for
Tomato Yato.
I said my as opposed
Oh,
to like overall what the most hyped one is. Like, I'm excited for Bry versus Rasmus. For one, I mean, they're like right, next to me on the bracket, and one of them will probably pass me or whatever due to this, so I'm definitely going to want to be invested in it. I don't know. That's tough to say. Rasmus is playing the best I've seen him play, and then Bry is playing a little weaker than average, but
yep.
it could go either way. Bry is also just obviously a very good router. For a
Yeah,
long time.
Rasmus is an oddball. Rasmus definitely can win that match. I don't know if it's him favored, but it's Rasmus has been really weird, and I don't know where the hell to put Rasmus at the moment.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that one. But yeah, pretty hyped last week. A lot of slim matches, but there are good ones. So can't complain too much there. But yeah, that's all. I think that's all we got for today. Unless you have anything else to say.
Nope.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll be ending now. But yeah, hope everyone enjoyed this week. What are we gonna raid?
I don't know.
J. Cool is playing Sunshine 3D All Stars.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't want to start controversy. Keep him. Yeah, we'll raid Meerkat. But yeah, we'll be on again next week. And make sure you check out all the matches happening this week on SMS Community and Bingo Fun.
Yeah. Bye, friends.